It's truly a great honor to rise today and move acceptance of the speech from the throne given by Honour the Lieutenant Governor. And it is an honor to do this on behalf of my constituents in Edmonton Ellerslie. I would like to begin by thanking the Lieutenant Governor for both his eloquent words and the honor of his presence. I would also like to thank him for formally beginning this third session of 27th Legislature. Mr. Speaker, his honours career should be looked upon as a model of virtues of public service. And while the Lieutenant Governor stated that he felt privileged to serve his province, I would argue that it is us who are truly privileged to serve with such a graceful leader. I would also like to extend thanks and gratitude to our Honourable Premier. Under his leadership, Alberta has poised itself to weather the economic downturn better than any other jurisdiction in Canada, and has also taken steps to enable us to emerge from these difficult times stronger than ever. Mr. Speaker, making choices that will benefit the province in the long term is not easy. It requires conviction, dedication, and a strong vision for the future. After all, the true test of a leader is not in how they govern when times are good, but rather how they respond when problems arise. And I, for one, can say that during these times of uncertainty, our Premier has had the confidence to lead Alberta with pride and passion. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I would like to thank our Premier for his dedication, his conviction, and his leadership, and consider myself truly honoured to work with him during these exciting times. Mr. Speaker, it is true that Alberta, along with the rest of the world, is one of the deepest recessions seen in half a century. And it is true that Alberta has a resource-based economy that has proven to be extremely volatile. But what is also true that this government had taken aggressive steps well in advance of this downturn to help cushion the blow. As His Honour stated, this government improved its fiscal position by almost $50 billion, including paying off a $23 billion debt and savings or investing nearly $25 billion. Much of these savings went into the Sustainability Fund, a fund designed to protect the programs Albertans value most if provincial income were to suddenly drop. Mr. Speaker, these are the actions of a government that recognizes that while resource income may fluctuate widely, the needs of its people do not. Mr. Speaker, these are the actions of government that recognizes the need to continue to invest in public infrastructure now, even when the times are tough. And Mr. Speaker, these are the actions of a government that recognizes that while other jurisdictions may cut back and grow their infrastructure debt, but is imperative that we plan now to support our future. The foresight exemplified by the reintroduction of Alberta capital bonds is an example of the planning that is required in times like these. After all, what better way to invest in needed infrastructure while at the same time allowing Albertans to invest in the future of their province? Infrastructure like senior accommodations and continuing care and supportive living facilities. Furthermore, as His Honour stated, Alberta has a AAA credit rating, which enabled us to offer Albertans one of the safest investments in Canada. Mr. Speaker, while it is important to invest in the future during uncertain economic times, it is also important to step back and take a look at government's overall fiscal position. Simply put, it is imperative that a government to live within its means. And as His Honour stated, Alberta must and will carefully manage spending while focusing on priorities such as health, education, and supports for vulnerable Albertans. After all, Health is one of, if not the most, pressing concerns for many Albertans. And although health spending per capita is amongst the highest in the country, the results are not. Simply put, Albertans demand and deserve better value for their taxpayer dollar.